SAE PowerPoint, Part 2. So I just want to pick up where we left off. We were talking about types of SAE projects, some examples of those types of SAE projects. This slide I'd just like to sneak in there just for some food for thought. SAE projects, whether they're good or not so good, you can always enhance them, okay? Make them a step above what they already are. Not to mention, maybe you need a little bit of bump in hours. Here are some recommendations that I have, and I recommend this to my students. So what can you do to enhance that SAE project? Well, bring it to the internet. You can create a blog. You can create a website. You can create a video log or vlog about your SAE project and what you do. All this stuff is relatively easy and relatively accessible. Here at school, you have a Google account. On that Google account, they have apps where you can, there's probably a blogging app. There's definitely a web app, Google Sites. I use that. I recommend to use that. It's free. It's relatively easy to figure out. There's already templates there that you can use. You just have to change it to make your own. All the time you spend editing or blogging, that's all part of your hours. So for example, one day during class time, I made a GoPro video. Right? I took my GoPro, took it with me during class time. I mounted it on the tractor in a couple places. I mounted it on the skid steer in a couple places. I mounted it on the truck in a couple places. And I edited all that together and I made a video. Let's just say my job, that was my SAE project. All right? So I'm working out in the fields, all right? And I'm also taking my camera with me. So there's hours right there. And we worked for 2 hours. Then later after school, I uploaded the videos. So, there's another, if you have a bunch of videos, there's another hour. I strung all those videos together, and I probably have 4 hours in editing, all right? So that's how I took those 2 hours during class time when we were actually working on the fields. I just increased my hour count, exponentially because I have time editing, I have time, putting the video together, uploading the video. Maybe I have some photos I want to sneak in there. So I took a 2-hour project and I made it, into an 8 or 10 hour project. All right. So I'm not watering down what the project is. It's not like I'm gonna cut my grass really, really slow just to get 2 hours instead of 1. Using multimedia, and if let's just say that if I have a company where we work on athletic fields, I can use that for marketing. I can use that for advertising. Here at school, I can use that for recruiting. All right. So making a professionally well-edited video, granted, not all videos have to start out at that, but that's something you can work up to. That's how you can enhance your project and help bump up your hours in a watering down way. For example, if you go onto YouTube and you just type in large-scale dairy farming, there's people up there who have thousands of acres farm, and they have a video of them cutting hay and raking hay and baling hay, and they have their drone with the camera on it and they're flying it, or they're using their GoPro to film what they're doing, and they take all kinds of different shots and edit it all together. That's ad communications in a way. They're getting, what do farmers really go through? They're getting it out to the public. There's a lot of benefits from this. It's kind of fun. We're the technological generation. So let's use that to our advantage. As the teacher, I can see what you have been doing. This comes to checking honesty and integrity in your SAE project, where if you say you logged, 8 hours on your website, in your record book, but then I go to your website and it's not any different than it was, at the beginning of the school year, that's a way for me to police you. There's a lot of good benefits of enhancing your SAE project. I think it's really cool. It's fun. You don't have to go out and buy a GoPro. You can use your phone. All right, I've made a few videos on my phone. It's relatively easy. So this is my recommendations. You can take them or leave them. All right, our program expectations. What do we expect from you or your student? Well, you need 180 SAE hours minimum each year. So as a 10th grader, I need 180 hours. As a 11th grader, I need 180 hours, and same thing for 12th grade. All right? If you think about it and do the math out, it's really only 30 minutes a day. Granted, not every project you can work on for 30 minutes a day. So, 4 hours a week or, X amount of hours per month, you can do the math. But it is a time commitment, yes. I'm not saying it's not. But there are programs out there that require far more hours than that. So 180 is relatively conservative. The SAE year is June 1st through May 31st. So that gives you 365 days to complete that 180 hours. So June 1st of this year, you're going to start logging hours all the way till May 31st. Once May 31st rolls around, we'll see if you have that 180 hours or not. And, critical, you must have an approved project each year. You must fill out a piece of paper, that will be in another video. Fill out a piece of paper with a description and goals and give it to your teacher. Your teacher must sign off and approve it, okay? Each project must be approved. If you have 2 projects, those each need to be approved. All right, each need goals. So that's just some things to think about. All right, what happens if you don't reach 180 hours? Well, you'll have to make them up over the following summertime. So you need to make up that remainder until you hit 180. So let's say as a sophomore you did 150 hours. Well, you need to make up 30 hours before you start counting towards your junior year. Not only does this hurt your grade because you didn't reach the benchmark number of hours at the end of quarter 4, but it'll also set you behind for the next year. All right, if you have to finish those 30 hours for your sophomore year over the summertime, that's 30 less hours you could have gotten started for your project for junior year. All right, so don't put yourself behind. You just absolutely kill yourself when you do that. I've seen it happen before. Don't find yourself in that situation. Get the 180 hours in. You have plenty of time to get it done. So each year, you will have to fill out paperwork. There's paperwork for the state, and that's so the state knows, what kind of project you're working in. Is it safe? Is it legal? Okay? And then the program also has its own form that you need to fill out. Each project, you need to set goals for yourself. Because if you don't have goals, what really are you doing? You're just out there doing stuff, okay? You need to set goals for yourself. That's how you get ahead in life, all right? You need to set 5 SMART goals. Each goal needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timed. See the SMART goals video. For expectations. Each student will receive an online record book account, all right, known as the AET. On the AET, there's a lot of aspects to it, all right. It's a pretty big program, but it is a useful program. You will use that to keep track of your hours. So every time you go out and you work on your project, at the end of the day, you're going to log that into your AET account, which you can access by your smartphone if you have one. So that's the beauty of that, at least. So let's just say Saturday, I work for a dairy farm. All right, Saturday, I put in 5 hours, so I'm going to log that at the end of Saturday. Sunday, I put in 8 hours. Monday, I put in 2 hours. Tuesday, I put in 2 hours. So every time you do an activity, you want to log that into your record book. That's what we use to grade your project. So if you don't log the hours in it, then to the teacher, and your grade gets hurt. So you need to make sure you log those hours into your AET account. Another thing you should keep track of is income and expenses. Okay, if you're running an entrepreneurship, the whole point of an entrepreneurship is to make money. How do you know you're making money? Well, you need to keep track of it. You need to keep track of what money are you spending and what money is coming in, okay? Again, if you're running a business and you're just losing money like crazy, well, what's the point? So you need to keep track of your expenses and your income. You can do this on the AET account as well. There's a lot of stuff you can do on the AET account. At minimum, you're going to be using it to keep track of your hours, and your income and expenses, along with what skills you're learning, what content cluster does it fall under, etc., etc. So you will need to fill out a record. All right, SAE resources. These are some important resources that you should look at if you're struggling with your SAE project. All right, don't be afraid to talk to your teachers. All right, in our program there's 5 of us. We all have ideas. We all went through ag programs, which means we've all had SAE projects. So you can come and talk to one of us teachers. You can talk to alumni, people who have graduated from an ag program and had SAE projects. You can talk to them. Talk to other people in your community, all right? Maybe they have ideas or work that needs to be done that we can tailor into an SAE project. The websites, FFA.org is invaluable. FFA.org has a lot of ideas. They have a list with over 200 SAE ideas. Granted, we can't all do them here in Connecticut, but there's a lot on there that we can do. At the end of the day, what am I getting out of this SAE project? Well, I'm getting content knowledge and content experience. All right? Again, taking what I learned in class and bringing it to the real world. I'm also getting valuable work skills, being punctual, doing a good job, taking pride in what you do, taking responsibility. All right? Those are all benefits of an SAE project, whether you know it or not. You just get into good work habits. You improve your communication skills, whether it's verbal or written, or maybe in some type of media form. All right? You get better communication skills. You can earn money. All right? Whether you have an entrepreneurship or a placement, you could be making money. You could also be able to fill out FFA proficiency awards and FFA degrees. In order to get your chapter degree and your state degree and your American degree, you need X amount of SAE hours, or you need to have invested X amount of dollars. Also, personal satisfaction. So what's the bottom line of your SAE project? 1, find something you enjoy. You said 180 hours. Your attitude is everything. Do you like it or do you hate it? You want to like it, okay? You want to be excited to work on your project. All right, so you want to find something that you enjoy. Remember, your attitude in life is everything. Yes, it's time for me to work on my SAE project versus, time to go work on my project, okay? That frame of mind and attitude will make a big difference in the success of your project. Also, this is a tool, all right? Professionals use tools. The SAE project is a tool for your future career, all right? So think about what you want to do in the future. Use your SAE project as a building block to get there, okay? Don't look at it as 180 hours of busy work. It's not that, okay? It's a way for you to get valuable skills. So think of it that way. Maybe you don't want to be anything that has to do with agriculture when you grow up. But this SAE project can give you many benefits to get there. Another thing, you get out what you put in. If you put in 70% of your effort and 10% of your time, you're not going to do very well as far as your grade goes. Okay? So you get out what you put in. If you try to make it work and you spend 80% of your time trying to work on your project and logging hours, all right, and you put in 100% of your effort while you're doing it, then you'll be just fine, okay? And a good piece of advice, get the majority of hours done in the summertime, okay? Let's say Joe Schmo over here, all right? He's an athlete and he's in ag. You still need an SAE project. So get your hours done over the summertime as much as you can. Because in the spring, in the fall, it's football season, okay? You play football till December. And then Joe wants to play basketball. So there's December all the way through March. And then Joe wants to play baseball from March till June, okay? You have practice every day. When are you ever going to work on your project, okay? Do it in the summertime. You don't know what the school year holds. You don't know if you'll get injured. Get as much of your hours done early off as possible. So this is the end of the PowerPoint. I hope you've taken something away from it. Remember, you can ask your teachers questions, you can ask fellow students questions, you can go to ffa.org, it's an invaluable resource. Remember, the SAE project, it's a big time commitment, it is a big part of your grade, and it's required that you have a project, okay? We want you to be successful at it. That's why we are here, to help you be successful.